Hey everybody, it's Heidi from Petaluda Style, and I'm back on for another Reiki video. I have taken a few days off and I'm so excited to be back and just gifting us with a little bit of Reiki energy healing. I have been really inspired today to focus on our ancestors, and I'm wearing a necklace that belonged to one of my grandmothers. Her name was Helen, and she is with me all the time. And I even have her birth date tattooed on me. It's 7/11, kind of a funny number. But that is my angel number, and when I see that, I think of her. I even have friends who see that number and they will message me and say, hey, I saw Grandma Helen. um, so it's a really special number for me, and I've been seeing it lately quite a bit. And so it's just a reminder that my ancestors are around, and I wanted to do that today for all of us to help you remember that you have a team behind you who loves you and is there for you. I also have a couple other items that I brought into this session. And this is a belt buckle that belonged to my grandfather, my grandmother's husband. His name was Art, and I don't remember him wearing this, but it was his, and he loved turquoise and so did she. So this is a buckle that I hold on to and I work with. So both of those grandparents are here. I also have a photograph, and I'm gonna keep it here because it's a family heirloom and it's precious to me. So, but it's here. And it's of my great grandmother, who I am named after, my middle name. And I have been working heavily with her and working on just healing a lot of familial trauma based off of just her life and how she passed. It was very tragic. So I know that part of my story and my purpose for being here during this time on this planet is to help my family, my lineage, to heal and love their life and have a healthy life while we're here on Earth. So I work very heavily with her, and I got to actually go to the state that this whole side of the family is from, Pennsylvania. I went there back in May, and I got to visit a friend who lives out there, and I picked a flower from their field and placed it in this picture frame. So kind of a full circle thing for my great grandma, and for me. It's really cool. So I bring these up because maybe you're not familiar with working with your ancestors, and there's really no like right or wrong way. I don't know. This is just an organic thing that I do. And I keep these pieces that I've shared with you at an altar that I have in my room, in my bedroom. This altar sits on the floor for me. Yours can be like on a shelf, it could be on a dresser, it could be out in your living room, you know, it could be tiny, it could be large, whatever. I keep mine on the floor so I can sit there. I'm a Capricorn, I'm an earth sign, so I like to be grounded. I'm always like wanting to sit on the ground. I lay on the ground. I'm sitting on the ground right now when I do these videos. And I'm looking at my altar right now. I have really beautiful things over there that I work with when I work with my ancestors, when I work with past lives, when I work with my Reiki team, my spiritual team, when I just work with myself. It's just a really great space to have. And I focus a lot on ancestral work because that's really what I'm passionate about at the moment in my life. I feel like it's time for me to focus on that. So I want to kind of share a little bit of what I'm learning with you if this is something that you are interested in. If you're not sure if this is the route you want to take, or if you want to work with your ancestors, if you're feeling like you are here to change the trajectory of your family, your lineage, maybe you feel like a black sheep in your family, maybe there's a lot of trauma in your family and you know that you are here to break it. Like you just have this innate knowing that you are super different for a reason and you're here to change things, then those are signs that, yeah, you are here to focus on your ancestral healing, lineage, try to break some karmic cycles that are still going in your family. And it's a lot of work, but it is just frickin' I almost said, you know. It's just freaking amazing to see the fruit of the work that I've done concerning my ancestral healing, and just the gifts that my ancestors bring me. They're here, they're with me, they're guiding me. They're so thankful. And yeah, I'm really excited to do this Reiki session with you guys. And just a thought I just had. If you are interested in me talking more about like my altar, maybe more like, oh, what am I trying to say? Less less Reiki, less healing, and more like informational videos. I don't want to say less because I definitely want to do Reiki, but if you would like me to incorporate, there we go. If you would like me to incorporate more informational videos about, you know, just the journey that I've been on and what I've learned, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to offer those to you because I love talking about these things. So, but let's get into our Reiki session. And again, it's focused on our ancestors and feeling their energy in our lives and witnessing just the power of working with them and how it impacts your life, how it changes your life, and how thankful they are that you recognize them and celebrate them and work with them and love them. I have my clearing spray here. I'm gonna go ahead and use that to just welcome our practice. If you would like to join me and accept the healing energy for today, go ahead and say yes, energetically, out loud, whatever works for you. You will receive it. I'm super happy doing this. I think the ancestors are already like, yes. Focusing on the third eye and the crown. Trying to create a little flow in these areas to help you receive information that your ancestors may be trying to get to you. Kind of combing out through any of the heavy blockages that you might have. You know, if you're a skeptic about this, you might not be watching these videos if you're a skeptic, but maybe you're interested, but you're not quite sure. Trying to release any of that stuck energy that's kind of blocking you from receiving your ancestors, the messages that they have, the truth that they want to share with you. And I keep hearing, listen. Like, listen, you're not, like, you're not sitting still enough to hear their messages. So that's for somebody. I mean, that could also be for me. I know they're excited. And I think a lot of us who are here and participating in ancestral work, there is this strong connection to like shamanism. If you're unfamiliar with that, shamanism is, I don't want to say a witch doctor, that's not it, but it's definitely somebody in the community who is a strong core member in a community. People go to the shaman for help. A shaman is a light worker who helps people see the work that they need to do in their lives to change their lives, the trajectory of their lives, the trajectory of their family. It changes the story, the narrative of one's life. The shaman doesn't do the work for the people, but they shed or they shine light on what needs to be done, the work that needs to be done, the healing that needs to be done. And a lot of that work is ancestral, that we carry. It may not have happened to us in our own physical lives, but these are things that we carry because, you know, we lived inside our mothers when we were babies. We lived inside our grandmothers when our moms were living in our grandmothers in the womb. You know, we've experienced their trauma too. And also, ancestral work is past, present, and future. So what we do here is also going to impact the future generations. And what's really cool about Reiki is that the work that we do impacts all generations, past, present, future, different dimensions, different lifetimes, different universes. It's really amazing. Distance Reiki focuses on that. There's an aspect of distance Reiki that you can actually send out Reiki, and this is what I'm doing right now actually, to people all over the world. That's why I'm doing distance Reiki right now with you guys, so it can get to who needs it, but also it transcends all dimensions, all time. There's no time. It can be for any time, any place, anyone, anything. Also, if you're working with your ancestors, especially those ancestors who you've known in your life, even if you had never met them, but maybe you're not that far removed, like my great-grandmother. I didn't know this one. She passed away when my grandmother was 8. And I've heard stories about her. She is a huge part of my life because I am named after her. I'm just kind of removing a lot of junk because I'm talking about this grandmother, this great-grandmother, and it's a very tragic story. But I didn't know her personally in the physical. I do know her very well in the metaphysical, in the astral, but I have her photograph. That is a tangible thing that I have that I work with. I have my grandmother, her daughter's necklace that I work with. And I actually have other pieces from this set too, like little earrings. I had a ring. I have a bracelet. The belt buckle I showed you guys. You could do ancestral work for people who are still alive too, with their objects that they've maybe given you, heirlooms. But those help. They help a lot, I think. Doesn't mean that you can't do the work without these tangible objects, but they do help. I think they help create intention and focus and energy. You bring in some energy with these objects. A lot of energy. Lots of clearing. Just got chills here. My mermaid tattoo here is a really special gift that I gave myself that honors my ancestor, my grandmother, the 7-Eleven one. I got this to remember a special day that I had this summer at the beach. And it was on her birthday, and it was very magical and very mermaid, very mermaid energy. So this is also another way to honor your ancestors. If you're one who gets tattoos, tattoos are very, very energetic and hold a lot of energy, lots of healing. It really depends to who your artist is, because you can get energy from the person giving you tattoos. So, be mindful of that, and you can honor your ancestors and the healing that you're doing for them. With a tattoo, you can honor your ancestors by creating art. It could be, in a visual art, like a drawing, a painting, a musical piece, maybe a performance art. I did that on Instagram, and I did a dance with my ancestors where I honored them. Incorporating little rituals into your day, sitting at an altar. If you have like a coffee mug or a teacup that maybe they use, like a grandmother or grandfather used, or just, it doesn't even have to be one that they use, but honoring them with like a cup of coffee or a tea. When you're eating, you can, say a little something for them too, just so you're giving them an offering or just remembering them, honoring them. Beautiful little rituals like that are really helpful to help heal these ancestral wounds, the karma that is associated with our ancestors, our family. Karma. And karma is neither good or bad, but I know a lot of us associate karma with a negative association. And that's unfortunate, but I get it. Karma is karma. These are just things that happen. And when we have a positive energy flowing, you notice like my hands change when I'm talking about different energies. When I talk about negative energies, it's more of like a clawing and an opening and like a digging and like trying to remove it. More positive is a lot more circular. It's moving, it's flowing. Reiki is energy work, life force energy. So when we are honoring our ancestors and putting positive energy out into the world rather than just thinking about the tragic, the negative aspects of our family story. We're not sugarcoating, we're not sweeping things under the carpet, but when we can put positive energy out there, that's when things can heal. That's when the healing happens. It's like when we put a band-aid on something. Yes, it can protect it, it can keep it from getting worse. But once the band-aid comes off and the wounds can breathe and heal and be seen, that's when it actually gets better. You can play, I'm hearing like a piano, and I'm sure that's my grandpa, another grandfather. He played the piano. And so honoring him when my son plays the piano, keeping traditions going in the family that are healthy and positive and uplifting and you know, are a part of our heritage. Those are really beautiful ways to heal. Cooking foods that your family loves. Studying parts of your culture that maybe your family didn't know or celebrate, and you bringing that in to your own family, into your own life. Maybe you don't have children, maybe you don't have a traditional family, but you can bring these wonderful traditions and rituals into your life. And that will really start the ball rolling in terms of the healing of your ancestors. And they're going to be so thankful for that and for you. You little black sheep, you. I am definitely that. But I'm honored. I'm so honored. This life is freaking amazing. It's like I have this ball of energy. I'm holding it here. It's moving and getting warmer and warmer and just filling up my heart space. And I hope you can feel the same. This is where the ancestors live and breathe, and this is where they're alive in us, right here in this space. In the heart space, in your breath, when you breathe, they're alive too. It's so beautiful. It kind of goes back to what I have shared before in another video about like being a medium and being able to sense those who have passed on. If that's not something that you can do, really honoring your ancestors is a way that you can feel them, because they live through you still. They're still alive and continuing to live through you and your life, and you get to heal the things that they weren't able to, and they are just so honored and happy and are guiding you to keep doing that work, because it can be really hard and exhausting. And if you're in that place, just know you're doing amazing, and don't give up, because the fruits of your labor are abundant. And believe me, I know, because I'm seeing it in my own life. It's just like, ah, it's the coolest thing. It's my favorite work I've done on this journey. My freaking favorite work. I keep wanting to say my favorite word. Okay. I just hear them saying, like, thank you for honoring me. Thank you for honoring us. Don't give up. Thank you for being here. Like, we need you. We're so proud. Thank you for the work you're doing. We got you. We have your back. We chose you. You sure? Ancestors? Me? It is such an honor. One more message I'm hearing is your gifts, you, me, those of us who are doing this ancestral work, our gifts are going to be enhanced and multiplied, and they're going to help humanity, because they weren't able to do that. They were blocked, and the world is going to be so much better when more and more people tap into this ancestral work and healing, because we will have the capacity and the space in the room to hold on to our gifts, because we will have that release of karma that we don't need to hold on to anymore. Yes. Easier said than done. But keep going. Not clear. One last time. Thank you guys so much today for joining me, and thank you to your ancestors. They are amazing. I definitely felt many of them in this. I am just so honored that I am somebody who is aware of this, and that I can offer this kind of work to you. If ancestral healing, ancestral work is new to you, don't hesitate to comment, ask me questions. It is something that I'm very heavily working in, and I am just floored by how it has impacted my life and has changed my life, and the beautiful gifts that keep coming to me, and what I'm learning, and my strength that I have gained from working with my ancestors, because you will never feel alone. You will never feel alone once you start working with them. And because you're not alone, and they're always with you, and they're behind you, and they're rooting for you, and they're pushing you to keep going. And sometimes you don't want to keep going, and you keep feeling that push, and you're like, leave me alone. But just listen to them. They have your back. They have your best interest at heart. And I gotta encourage you guys to keep doing the work. Feeling like a lot of you guys maybe who are watching this are doing this work too, and you just need that motivation to keep going, because it is really hard. It is so hard. But it is so worth it. So worth it. The whole thing, this whole journey is so worth it. I want to thank my grandmother, my grandfather, my other two grandparents too. They don't come through very often for me, but they were beautiful, lovely people here when I got to be with them. And my great grandmother, who so much of my work that I do is for her, and what I do for her changes what my grandma went through, and my mother, and me, and my kids, and their kids, and so on. So I'm very thankful for my great grandma. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I can't wait to get back on to do another video. Again, let me know if you would like informational videos here as well, because I would totally love to share more about just what I know, and still offer Reiki, of course, and tarot, and all the beautiful things, all the healing modalities that I know. Thank you guys so much. And with all the love in my heart, I will be back on for another video soon.